Hi, so this question is duplicate 0. So you are given the integer array. So you want to duplicate each occurrence of 0, shifting the remaining element to the right. So in this question, so in this example, you have 1, you have 0. So if you see a 0, you want to duplicate, right? So you want to add a 0 between 0 and 2. And then keep doing this 2, 3, and then you see a 0, so you add a 0 afterward, and then 4, 5, 0, right? But we want to return the fixed length of integer array, right? So let's see, the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Length of 8 originally, right? So if you want to return or length of 8 array back to the function, we need to return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is cut off over here, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Let's just start coding and I will definitely explain what's going on. So let me have a queue. So I'm going to traverse the array and then I'm going to just add every single value into a queue. So if I doing this, it's going to be adding by order, right? So first come first serve. So I'm going to say I equal to 0, and while I is less than array.length, I will just keep appending, and then I'm basically see is the current value is 0 or not, right? So I'm going to say array I equal to value. So I increment the I automatically because it doesn't matter if the value is 0 or not. But if I is less than array.length and also the current value is 0, I'm going to increment my current index value to 0. And I definitely need to increment, right? Increment my I. And then we don't need to return anything, just modify this array. Okay, so in this situation, there must be a problem that I didn't assign because I'm supposed to be using Q. So another array I is Q pull. Yeah, so this will be a solution. Have a little bit mistake over here. So again, I'm going to say this again. So you're starting from I equal to 0 and then you pull the element from the queue and then you check the element value is equal to 0 or not. If the value does not equal to 0, you don't care about the if statement. If the value is 0, you want to just add another 0 and you have to make sure your index is correct. So for the time and space, this one is all of n for the space, all of n for the time, all of n for the time. Alright, so the next solution is going to be this. Cool. So let's look at this. So I'm going to traverse from array at I equal to 0 all the way to the end. So if array I equal to 0, basically we need to shift, right? Shift all the way to the right. So we need to say shift right at I and then array. So what do we need to do? Shift right in index and then in array. So basically like if you want to shift, so look at this. So I see a 0 over here, right? So what I need to do is I need to shift all the element, all the element to the right by 1. So I want to see this 0, 2, 3, 0, 4, 5. So in this situation, basically is I want my the last value assigned the previous one, right? Last value assigned the previous one until this spot, right? So it's going to be array dot length minus 1 I greater than position, which is index I minus minus. And then just say array I equal to array I minus 1. So once we assign, and then we want to make sure if the I does not equal to array.length minus 1, we want to make sure we assign one element, which is 0 element, at index I, right? So array I equal to 0, and then we need to increment the I, so it's right over here. So probably let's stimulate this. So 1 0, let me just use the example right here. 1 0, so I hit a 0, right? I hit a 0, and then what I need to do is I shift right. So it's gonna be 1, so I shift right, it's gonna be what? 5 4 0 3 2. So index is supposed to be 1, right? Index is supposed to be 1. So you don't access 1, but you still need to access 2. So this is supposed to be 0. And then what I need to do is I need to assign the value, this value equal to 0, right? So if I is still in the bound, right, I need to assign the value 0. Technically, it should be 0, technically, because if I hit a 0, and then it should be 0. So let me get rid of this and run it. Oh, I can't. Yeah, because this is not correct. Alright, so if I that does not equal to array.length minus 1, reassign the value, array I equal to 0. Yeah. Actually, I want to try this. Okay, cool. So array at I is definitely 0 at this position. So what you need to do is you want to increment your I, right? And then, yeah, that's it. So let's submit. Cool. So time and space. Space is constant for sure. Time, all of n, and then you shift right. It can be all of n, so it's gonna be n squared total. So this will be the solution. All right. Let me run another one. So in this one, I'm going to say how many 0 do I have? So 0 count plus equal if array, so if a equal to 0 plus 1, else 0, right? And then, so the prediction length is equal to array.length plus the 0 count. So what does this mean? So imagine you have 3 of 0, right? 3 of 0, and then basically you just add another 3 position over here, and then you are basically look at your I pointer and J pointer, and definitely we don't want to assign any value over here. But if I equals to 0, then we need to add, if I equal to 0, and then we definitely need to add the value twice, 0 twice. If I does not equal to 0, then we just assign the value to the j, right? Only if j is less than I.length. I mean, sorry, array.length. All right, so for in I equal to array.length, j equal to prediction length minus 1, and then I less than j is a key, and I minus minus j minus minus. So I will always decrement one at a time, and j will be difference, because if you see the 0, then we need to decrement twice, right? So if array I does not equal to 0, and then also we want to make sure if j less than array.length, then we want to say array j equal to array I, and then this will be a solution, right? Else, when array I equal to 0, we need to check if j is less than array.length. If this is true, we need to say array j equal to 0, right? And then we need to decrement the value j over here, and then we need to check if array j can be assigned or not. So you cannot put a j over here because you need to decrement anyhow, right? Twice when array I equal to 0. If you put a j in here, when there's a situation you are not access this if statement, then you are actually breaking the logic, right? So this will be the entire solution, and then we only need to check until I less than j. Okay, cool. So this will be a solution. Space is going to be constant. Time, this is going to be all of n. This will be all of n. So this will be a solution. So prefer any one of them if you like. And I'll see you later. Bye.